Hello, this is Johnny Carson, and you're listening to Golf Talk Radio with Mike and Billy. You know, the closest these two guys have come to par was watching The Tonight Show back in the 60s before me. Hey-oh! I bet you did not know that.
Broken shafts.
Torn grip.
Busted neck.
This is the techno synth Halloween music.
Man,
Enough to
that
give
was
you a
what
headache,
my
huh?
heart was doing when I coded.
That's not. That's what my heart was doing.
A little faster, can you increase that?
Crescendo.
It's time for golf-related injuries.
All right.
Oh my god.
What do you got over there, Gibby, to kick off the golf horror
All right,
stories?
we'll get some major. You know, the game of golf seems peaceful, and it is. You're out there. You're out there in the beauty of in nature, and you're with your friends, and you're exploring this great game. But it does have its risks. and just alone, 2016 injuries from golf balls and golf clubs. Now, this is reported ER injuries. Over 21,000 people went to the ER. A golf ball is small, can cause considerable damage. Likelihood of being struck is rare, it's relatively low, but it's very serious. It can be life-threatening. It depends on where you get hit. Keep it away from your neck and skull. Standing too close to the golf club injury, standing too close to somebody while they're swinging, walking into the path of swings. It says a head injury combined with alcohol can be fatal. So you don't want to be, you know, people are unaware more so when they're drinking, and so their safety awareness goes down, and they get too close to people and whack. And it, you know, that's my biggest fear with junior golf. And
Oh, yeah.
so the reason we're on top of that so much is it happens in a split second. Rule 3 in our child protective
Just
list.
wanted to add that.
And the coaches too, guys. Just, you know, we have to keep them safe. So it's interesting how many. That's just 16. That's in 2016. You wouldn't believe the number of golf cart related injuries.
Oh, yeah, I can only imagine. There's so much
147,700 people treated in emergency rooms for golf cart. Most of them are serious problems from golf carts, and we've all experienced this. I know Mike and I have seen it firsthand, and it can be fatal, and it has been in our own experiences, seen both of those things. So Mike was right. I looked at some stories, watched some videos. A lot of videos came up.
I couldn't watch videos.
So
I
I stopped watching
I
those.
can't do it either.
But I think people, you know, on a serious note, instead of going into some of these accidents, because it's been too close to home that people have fallen in, and they are so dangerous, especially standing on the back, sharp turns.
I was just gonna say the part if you when you're out there and you have a golf cart, if you look on the back, it says no step on the back of the cart. And that really means don't stand on it. Period.
And it's because sharp turns, you fly in. And one of the reasons there's a lot of head injuries, the bars, the bars to your right, you know, your arm bars that you have. So when something turns sharp, you hit that bar and flip over, and your head goes towards the ground. So you see them, it flips your body, so your head's going first.
Yeah, that's what I always worry about when you want me to pick up the ball when you're going fast by it.
Oh.
Yeah,
Going fast.
Not Mike. You mean I could see that could happen in some people.
I really drive that fast by the cart? I thought it was just because you had short arms.
I did it. I have short arms, yes, and a long torso that puts me off balance.
You got to get in front of that bar, and get down in the front, hang.
I get out. I get out to pick up a ball.
How often do you dangle your leg off to the side, right?
Oh.
And
That's
all
a
of a
bad
sudden,
thing.
it hits something and snaps.
I've
That's bad.
actually gotten my foot caught under the wheel at one point.
Many busted legs from
and
that.
I didn't break anything. I couldn't believe it.
Oh my god.
So take it. And all joking aside, take it seriously. Don't drive fast. Sharp turns are the number one cause. People fly out, and then the carts flip. There's all kinds of serious stuff going on with golf carts. A lot more injuries than people. And you want to report those. Golfers, we don't talk about those too much, especially in the industry, but it happens a lot. So it's up to the driver, man. Be safe. Be
careful.
Safe, man.
Oh, and speaking of like we were talking about the head injuries, different things like that. The out at Apple Beach Golf Resort, we had those giant bridges that are out there on like the back nine, big steel bridges. This actually combines both things that we just talked about. There was a guy, and I don't remember why I was standing on the 10th tee, which goes over the estuary, and there's a walker and two riders. So the riders start taking off, the walker's lagging behind, and the guys go, "Hey, come on!" You know, this is way down from where I'm standing. And I see the guy get on the back of the cart where it says no step, and he's got a carry bag, dual strap carry bag. And so he's on top of the cart, and he decides to jump on the top of the cart. Well, the bridge on 10 has I-beams going across. So it's not an open bridge up on the top. So he's riding on the cart. These guys are just driving, and all of a sudden I see the cart going, and I see it like slow down, like slow motion for me. I'm like, oh my gosh, he's gonna slam his head on the steel crossbeam. And so they get to the first beam, and all of a sudden his head hits the beam, and it like he's hanging on for dear life onto the back of the cart, and they're driving across the estuary, and he's got the weight of the dual strap bag hanging off him, it's going to pull him almost unconscious. And he's wobbling, and the guys, meanwhile, who are driving, they're having a conversation. They have no idea what happened. You can still hear the bridge ringing from where his head hit the bridge, and he got to the other side of the bridge, and obviously he had a concussion. I mean, it was pretty, afterwards, it ended up down the line, I found out he was fine. But the whole thing about standing on top of a cart, you're a walker, not being aware of your surroundings. The other part is he's got a carry bag, which is the width of the carry bag because it's standing out either side. He could have gotten caught on the side of the bridge and pulled right off and into the water because this bridge is like 15, 20 feet. And if you fall in the water with a carry bag strapped to you, that would be bad.
Yeah.
I mean, that would be horrific. But anyway, combining what Billy just said. So that's one of those stories that I could still see it and hear it. The guy hit the bridge so hard with his head.
Gosh. I can't stand it when you see those things that are just about to happen.
Again, Mike, what was that sound effect you had there, bud?
It was a lot. It sounded a lot like that. It sounded a lot like that.
Well, when I was 11 years old, I was lucky enough to be at a golf course, and I was helping the pro. He was kind enough to let me be his little assistant. I'd vacuum the pro shop and stuff. So I decided.
You must have been so cute.
I was adorable. And
he was a sharp-looking dude, man.
I was the cutest little 11-year-old. But I'd help him out. He was my bud, man. He had a poor guy he lost part of his foot in the war, and so he had this big club foot. His name was Clem Rafferty, and he was kind enough, man. So I was helping him one day. I decided to help him park carts. He was in the cart barn, putting carts away, and he was standing up, plugging the charger in. I got in the cart behind him and thought I'd help him, so I hit the gas pedal and it lunged forward and snapped his ankle. It was the good foot. Oh my God! The bar hit his foot. They had all those metal bumpers. It was one of those old carts. This was in 1971. You imagine the golf carts then. But snap! He went down. I freaked out and ran crying. Oh my God! I broke the pro. I thought I killed him. So the poor guy had one bad foot and the other foot was broken. And it was the beginning of the summer of the season.
Did he still let you help him?
He wasn't as friendly to that since after that. But he didn't ask me to help him park carts. That was my idea. I figured, hey, I could sweep the pro shop and pick up balls and stuff for him. I could help park carts. So don't let your kids. Your kids want to all drive. You bring your kids to the golf course. The first thing they want to do is drive carts.
The number one thing
that's what they want to do, man.
The number one thing that scares me at all the golf courses I've worked at is the neighbors in the neighborhood who have a golf cart because they live at a golf course. They don't even use the golf cart for the golf course usually.
Right.
They use it for transportation, and they let the kids. You
Drive
see
them
kids
around,
driving them around. You see kids that are like 12 years old.
And coming in from the parking lot.
Unsupervised.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and there might be another kid standing up.
Yeah.
Standing up in the passenger seat.
And and
I always say something. I always stop them.
You
I
have
always
to out of good
exactly.
for your own conscience. Plus, it's you're a golf operator. Even around the streets where I live, people.
This isn't the public. This is out on the, like you said. This is in the streets.
Well, I
this
see them zip by my house all the time, and there's like three little kids on there.
Crazy.
And barely reach the gas pedal.
I don't know what people
they're
are
letting.
thinking.
Hey, go have fun in the cart.
Yeah.
Just be careful. And they're such serious things, man. So that was a horrible experience for me because it was traumatic. And I also at my very first day alone in a golf shop, and I've told this every single year. I was assistant pro. I was 18, and the pro left me alone for the first time. So I was working with him for a few weeks, but he had to go do some stuff. So I'm selling sleeve of balls. I'm checking in green fees.
You're feeling it, man.
I got the Twilight League off, man. I was there.
Feeling it.
I was feeling it. And so then about an hour later or so in the evening, saw some people running around kind of, you can tell there was an issue. So one of the guys that was in Twilight, the 7th green was down below the golf shop. A guy went down, had a heart attack, and went down on the green. So I just recently had a CPR class. I took one of those classes to do a CPR. So I ran down there, and he was out, and so we tried CPR on him and stuff. And ambulance came and flew over the golf course. It was weird seeing an ambulance coming on the golf course, So we got him in there, and they took him off to the local hospital. It's about 12 miles away or so. But he seemed alive when he left. He did not make it. He died. And they, because I checked up later. So my very first day, I had a person die on me, and I did CPR on a real body. You don't do it in your training; you do it on a dummy thing, and that was weird. I mean, that was just weird. And I just remember it was just strange. He hit a really good tee shot off one. I knew the guy. He did. He really hit a really good tee shot off one. He was happy. He's an older gentleman, but so the pro comes back. How's your day? How'd it go? Like, dude, And a week later,
so good.
A week later, and I'll end with this. A week later, the golf course, like many, have weddings and things going on, and they had a night concert and wedding going on. And our pro, the guy I worked with, went outside, and there was a guy in a golf cart. They had the carts right next to the clubhouse, and at that time, was a guy slumped over in a cart, and he had a heart attack and died. And it was the groom's, the bride's dad.
Oh,
and
my God.
So we had 2 deaths in a week, and he's trying to wake the guy up, and he was gone in the golf cart. It was a person in a week, and it was.
Oh my God!
So that was my first day alone. So you think I'd still be in a business, but 3 times now, even at Avila. Now I did CPR. At Avila.
Remember.
We lost somebody on the 8th green.
I remember one on the putting green.
And the lady that just swallowed a wasp. She lived. She had her tongue swelled up, so we had to give her CPR. And so 3 times. I'm 3 and 1.
3 and 3.
3 and 1. Three died,
crazy,
1 lived.
Man.
In my 4 times of CPR.
Oh my God!
So there we go. That's my.
We're off and running.
Maybe I should try breathing out instead of in. I don't know.
Yeah, get the patchouli oil.
Yes, we got Clubbing with Dave on the other side. You guys stay with us. Golf Talk Radio with Mike and Billy right here on ESPN Radio.